Hello dear friends from around the world, and especially in Canada, in the US, in Great Britain, all the English-speaking nations of this world. Welcome to a new tea class. It's a Christmas tea class. Today we are exploring a very special tea on this special occasion. I already wish you a Merry Christmas. We are just a few days before the festivities start if you join me live, but maybe you are going to watch this on replay later on during the Christmas time. So from the bottom of my heart, I wish you really a wonderful celebration of Christmas. And we are doing our tea classes based on a sample that you find on my website tea-masters.com. It's a lot of 10 different oolongs from Taiwan. We already explored mostly high mountain oolongs, Jinchuan from Alishan, 3 Qingxing oolong from Alishan, and 2 from Shaninshi. Now, if you have all these teas in mind, it will be better for this class, because today we are going really to fly one step higher. We fly in the mountains of Lishan, Fu Shou Shan, Daoling, in this area. We are going to a different place now. Shaninshi and Alishan are actually not so far away. A mountain road connects the two mountains. It's not so easy to pass through this road, but I did it. It's a wonderful ride, but a little bit difficult. However, if you want to go to Fu Shou Shan, it's a complete different place. We are it's still officially Taichung County. However, we are very, very close to the east coast. Actually, Fu Shou Shan is a farm that is located just a little bit south of the village of Lishan, and Lishan is on this central highway. Maybe it's a little bit an exaggerated term. Actually, it's a central road that cuts through the mountains of Taiwan, in the middle of Taiwan. A very difficult road to build. It cost many lives during the 1950s. It was a little bit a work program for the soldiers from the ROC army, so that they would stay fit and prepared maybe to retake the mainland one day, or to fight the commies at any moment. So in order to give them a proper and a better purpose than just sitting around in the chasms and waiting for the next attack, they were actually building this very dangerous road through the mountains. A temple was erected in honor of the many fallen soldiers who worked on this road and died during the construction of this road, because it's so dangerous. And at that time, safety measures were not number one. In the early time of just after the Second World War, at that time life was still quite cheap, especially after the war. So it was really an incredible feat to build this road. And each time there is a typhoon now in Taiwan, there are some sections that get flooded, that get damaged by the typhoons, by some earthslides. So very often after a typhoon, this road is closed. Also recently this year in April, I think, after a powerful earthquake, was this road closed for some time in order to repair it. And so these soldiers, while they were working on this road, they found a very beautiful place close to Lishan, and established there a farm. So the army which was still part of the government at that time, since it was a dictatorship from the Nationalist Party. So the army, they created this farm in Fu Shou Shan, in the mountain Fu Shou, and this farm produces now lots of fruits that are really very delicious in summer, like peaches and pears, apples. In the Lishan area, you get also a lot of some of the best cabbages in Taiwan. And so this farm is a little bit connected with the Nationalist Party. A lot of retired soldiers go to work on this farm after they retire from the army. And with these connections, this is also the farm that will supply tea to the president's office of Taiwan, because of this relationship between the army and the party. And for a long time, the president's office was the Nationalist Party. And they were making one of the best teas in Taiwan as a semi-private, semi-public farm. And so because of the relationship, the tea from Fu Shou Shan is also called the President's tea. Now let's have a look now. So this is the one very small sample. I think you have 8 grams that I put in this sampler. I would advise you use only half. Half is enough if you use a Gaiwan or a medium-sized teapot. Today I want to use my special Juni teapot for this purpose. So we start to preheat it. Now, what makes this place so special is so that Fu Shou Shan is a little bit higher than Lishan. It's really the peak of mountain that oversees all the Lishan area. Just the only one that would be higher is a bit farther, maybe 10 kilometers away from Lishan, in the direction of Hualien, of the east coast, is Daoling. Over there are some plantations that are higher than Fu Shou Shan, but really not many, and actually even fewer and fewer, since some were uprooted because they were located on public land of a national park. And what makes Fu Shou Shan better than Lishan or Cuelan Cuefeng is its altitude. It's really the highest plantation in this area. And we'll see that what makes Fu Shou Shan also better than Shaninshi or Alishan is really the elevation. We completely change the dimension. When we are in Alishan, we are around 1,000, 1,200 meters of elevation. With Jiangshuru, we really go to 1,300. That's already a very high elevation in Alishan. But in Shaninshi, we go from 1,300 to 1,600 meters of elevation. So we gain a little bit, 200-300 meters of elevation. However, with Fu Shou Shan, we are at 2,580 meters. So it's another 1,000 meters that we gain. And these 1,000 meters have a big impact, because at each 100 meters of added altitude in the mountains, the temperature drops. It becomes cooler. And this coolness, especially at night, is what enables the leaves to remain so fresh. And since they receive a lot of light during the day, they grow very well, very fat, and at night they keep their freshness. So the higher the altitude, the easier it is for these freshness, this crispness, these light fragrances to remain in the leaves despite the change, despite the fact that it's already spring and that it's getting warmer and warmer during the day. However, very quickly in the afternoon it becomes cooler, and therefore the leaves remain very tender, very crisp. Now we already experienced this in Alishan and in Shaninchi. This is what makes these two terroirs so enjoyable. But with Fu Shou Shan, we are really going much, much higher. Let's see. So in order to enjoy this tea arborate alone, we could do it as a comparison also. If you have forgotten about the taste of Alishan or Shanishi, you may, of course, brew a little bit, maybe the same amount at the same time or a little before, and so that to remind yourself of how high mountain oolong with an elevation of 1,300 meters tastes like, and here we double. We are almost at 2,600 meters, so we almost double our elevation, and this is going to have a very big impact on the taste. Now we'll see what it's like. And like always, I'm just here to show you how to brew, but the real lesson comes from the leaves. It's the leaves who tell you, with their aromas, with their taste, what their character is. So now we are going to watch the leaves, watch the brew, and let the brew tell us what is the impact from this difference in elevation. Of course, it's not just a difference in elevation, it's also the fact that we are in a very pristine, natural place that is where plantations are not very large. So it's really more always small sizes of plantations. We're not doing too many large productions. So the farmers take the time to get them to get the best quality out of these leaves. The color is already very, very clean, very clear, probably lighter than in high mountain oolong from Shaninshi or Alishan, because the coolness is so cool that it helps to reduce the oxidation level. And for me, yeah, what is really beautiful with this tea, it's its finesse, its clarity, and at the same time it has power, and richness, but it has also lightness. It feels much more refined, much lighter, clearer than the high mountain oolong from Alishan or Shanishi. So for me, it's really no question. It is worth 3 times the price of Shaninshi, but of course, this is not a tea that maybe you want to drink every day. Having caviar or goose liver every day would ruin Christmas. So this for me is really a Sunday or Christmas kind of tea, only there for special occasions. Wonderful. So I hope that you can make this experience also at home by brewing and this tea, just like me, by preheating your vessel very well, and then the leaves will open up. I can take one leaf out, or two. Oh, very, very tender leaves. Very, very green. We see very little oxidation on the edges of these leaves. Very high quality material, not too many leaves on one branch, but a wonderful, sweet, clean taste. Okay, let me see if you have any questions or comments so far. If you enjoy these classes, give me a thumbs up. Hello, Merry Christmas to Elizabeth and Terry. Thank you very much for joining. You've been present many, many times during this year, almost every time. So I hope you are enjoying Fu Shou Shan with me. Really delicious, like white wine or almost a champagne that one would open for the celebration to start Christmas. A very kind of lively tea to start the celebration. It's for me it's a tea you can really you can brew almost like a champagne. It does not have the bubbles, but it almost has this liveliness of champagne thanks to this very creamy notes, and these floral notes is also something that you would compare with champagne. Is this right? Just wondering, what effect does the Juni add to the HMO compared to a Gaiwan, I guess, not a Taiwan, to the HMO, to the tea, to the High Mountain Oolong. It's helping to open up the leaves since Juni Ising clay retains heat better than porcelain, and on a cooler day or night now in December, it will be easier to brew High Mountain Oolong with Ising teapot than with porcelain. If you are using a porcelain, you really have to preheat it very carefully and then brew very quickly before it loses its temperature. With the Juni, it's really going to help getting more flavors out, rounding them a little bit, but making it more intense, and that's why I really could use very few leaves and it still has this very nice long aftertaste. This is the characteristic of a very good Fu Shou Shan, is very smooth and long aftertaste, and it's easier to get this with Ising Juni than with a porcelain, especially when it's a bit cool like today in Taiwan. Thank you very much for your question, Elizabeth. I wish you all again Merry Christmas, and we'll see each other next week for another tea class about tea and tea pairing. Thank you. Bye bye.